Broadcasting from the Red Bed Plains, you are now listening to Through the Prairie Smoke.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Through the Prairie Smoke. I'm Tyler.
And I'm Dustin.
And tonight, we have a special guest. Why don't you introduce yourself?
My name's Dane, Tyler's brother.
You are my brother.
Hey, Dane. How's it going?
What's up, Dustin?
We all know each other. And Dane has some stories to share from some of his experiences. But we're back tonight here in the garage studio. And all of us are smoking something. So, Dustin, what are you smoking?
I am going to rock a Filthy Gooligan by Alec Bradley. It's the first year that they're doing a little holiday special. It's a limited run. And I must say, Tyler, I'm getting better.
Yeah.
I brought notes.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
tell us about it.
So instead of the normal, I'm just going to smoke a cigar tonight, guys. It's a barber pole. It has Connecticut broadleaf and Ecuador Habano. The binder is Indonesia, which is unique. Like, you don't see that blend very often. So, and then the filler has a bunch of stuff, like from the Dominican and Esteli and Jalapa and Nicaragua and Condega. I think that's how you pronounce that. But it's actually pretty good. A lot of people might think that it's a novelty cigar, but no, it's actually pretty good. Alec Bradley actually does the same thing around St. Patrick's Day every year. They do a Filthy Hooligan, so that's why they went with Filthy Gooligan.
For the Halloween flavor.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's also a barber pole, but I don't have it in front of me, so I'm not even going to pretend to know what. It has Candela in it, so it has the green on the wrapper, so it wraps that in there, so it kind of makes it look festive, you know.
Yeah, holiday.
It's all right. I'm not a big fan of it.
Yeah.
I've had 2 of them, but the Halloween one's kicking.
Cool.
It's kicking. Dang.
What's up?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good.
What are you smoking?
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot of jumbled up words that I can't pronounce.
We'll get our producer to step in here and read that for you.
So we've got a Vuelta Arrira, Jose El Piedra from Havana, Cuba.
Trying it out.
Beautifully done, Susan. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan.
So if I wanted to get one of those, how do I get one of those?
Well, I don't really know, to be honest with you, because this was given to me by a friend I know.
Awesome. And how is it?
I mean, it's pretty good for not knowing exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good.
That's good. Cool deal.
My only reference to one of these would be from my Blue Acid Blondies cigars.
That would be quite different.
And it's quite different. So this is more like a full-bodied, like, you know, earthy aromas more so than the fruity, sugary of the acid stuff.
Awesome. And tonight, I am smoking my pipe. And I have a new blend that I'm trying. I've actually smoked it with you guys before, but it's the first time I've smoked it on the podcast. Founding Fathers from Cornell and Deal.
So jealous.
Well, you've got some coming, right?
No, I got some coming. Yes, I do.
I was so excited when Tyler told me that you ordered that.
Because this was a Dane recommendation.
That it was.
All right. It is a delightful aromatic infused with the flavor of an exotic fruit, originally from the Middle East. That was a particular favorite in the 18th century and found growing on the grounds of Mount Vernon, Monticello, and around the homes of other founding fathers. It smells like cherry.
Do you get that?
That's what I get with the smell,
Yeah.
but not with the smoke. The smoke is different.
So it's very smooth smoke. That's the I'm new to pipes, so I struggle with burning my mouth. But that one, man, I was just smoking through that thing and like no problems, and it was great.
The bowl tends to get quite hot.
It does.
It does. Yours does?
Well, it's just because I'm sucking it down so fast.
Oh yeah. Well, mine was
scorched.
It was actually pretty good.
Yeah. Hopefully, the new one coming Friday will help me aid in that, not doing that. So
yeah.
I will say this today when I ordered, because I ordered it today, but I did. I was reading some comments underneath and or reviews, I guess, and one guy mentioned that it has pomegranate. So then I was like, whoa, okay. And he was like, at first I thought this was going to be the weirdest blend. He was like disgusted by what it sounded like.
Yeah.
But since he likes to try new things, he tried it. And boy, was he wrong. And so off that one comment, I ordered 5 pounds of it. No, I'm playing. I just got 4 ounces.
Okay.
No. Yeah, 4 ounces. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tastes like colonialism.
I don't know if I got that note, but okay.
All right.
Well, Dane, that's what we call going through the smoke.
Oh, okay.
And now,
so
the real magic happens.
That's right. So we've got our tobacco that's creating our smoke, and now we need to go through it.
Gotcha.
So you volunteered to come tell your story.
I did.
Tell us about your experience with the weird stuff. Probably ghosts. Is that what?
I would specify it as like paranormal.
Okay.
Stuff from when I was just starting to drive my vehicle around and get freedom. Just go dabbling in fun stuff, I guess.
So when you turned 16, you got an awesome blue pickup truck, and you took it out to the cemetery and did what?
I didn't. It wasn't like that.
Okay.
I'm not trying to write a book here.
Wait. But, was this the Ford Ranger?
Yeah.
Is this the one that you turned so sharp
that it almost rolled over? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he slipped the rim.
He slipped the rim.
Yeah.
Look, that's cool.
Classic rock is some fast stuff to drive to, man.
Yeah, man.
No, it was just dirt.
Oh, it was just the dirt.
Yeah, I was actually trying to fishtail.
Oh.
Yeah.
Overcorrected.
He fishtailed right out of his shoes, dude.
Well, live and learn.
It's fine. It never only happened one time, so it's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't have to happen again.
Nope, learn my lesson. Got KO'd a telephone pole, too, so we're good.
So after that, here goes something.
No.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't even know how I started off into it. It was me and my friends driving around. It was one of those times when I can't remember what movie was coming out around. I think it was The Exorcism of Emily Rose is what was coming out at the time. I went and saw it one night, and I made a phone call. So my buddy went and saw it. He said, "Dude, this is like, so real it can't be fake or whatever." And I was like, "I know." And then he hung up the phone, but something kept talking.
That's interesting.
But anyway.
So, what were you looking for out there? What did you think you were going to find?
Just anything. I mean, we were just curious kids, young kids, kind of silly, not knowing anything, not knowing any better. Growing up around my older brother, around the, scary movies and stuff.
Bad influence.
We had that effect on everybody.
I mean, we were just so cool.
So then, we had a Ouija board at one of my friend's house, and we were messing with it, and one of them got a crazy idea to take it to a cemetery. So we did that a couple times, and then me and my friends, just out of curiosity, trying to get stuff on a Ouija board. Trying to, don't break the cursor like we did.
It's called a planchette.
Well, whatever. Planchette, cursor.
Yeah, for the digital age, it's a cursor. Just let your hand rest on the mouse.
Yeah.
Did you guys wave at that guy?
The one that just
Yeah, did you see that guy fly by?
Mm-mm. I heard him.
That's right, folks. Tonight, the garage is open.
That's right.
Yeah.
All the ambient atmosphere.
The crickets.
Okay, so what'd you do with the Ouija?
Oh, well, I didn't really try to mess with it. There was a couple times that I tried messing with it, and I never really would work. And so then we thought, we'd try to see if we could get stuff on film.
Yeah.
And it was like, all over across like a 3-month or 4-month period.
Okay.
But it was like a nice spurt there to not really want to do it anymore. We had went around and we put like the camcorder on top of the hood of the car, and we drove down like by the cemetery, around by the cemetery. We set off by a lease road or something and just sat there and record, and we would talk.
What was the device you were using? Was it like a full-size VHS camcorder?
It was my buddy's camera. It was just like a little handheld.
Had the mini cartridges, or was it digital?
I think it was digital. It was a digital one, I think.
Okay.
Because this was back in what,
about 20 years ago?
No. Well, yeah. Yeah, probably about 20 years ago, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
That is right, yeah. I am old, I guess. Getting there, anyway.
yeah, you're at the right place. Welcome.
Yeah, we're
to
here
the
smoking
retirement
pipes and
home.
cigars.
Right?
Okay. So did you ever get anything interesting?
We got on some of the ones, so on the time when we were driving around, we actually got like a red blob moving from like the ditch across the road and back and around into the ditch and backed off down into the creek. We also did a lot of this recording around where somebody was murdered and was found off in the trees or whatever. We also ventured back off into the trees with the camera, and then we didn't really get much. I never really saw the rest of that one, but somebody's got the recording somewhere out there. There was a house in between two towns that was allegedly somebody had hung themselves in it. And so we got the bright idea to go out there at 1 or 2 in the morning from my friend's house where we were playing with the Ouija board. Good
so
Lord.
You're in the mood for these things.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
So we go to this house, which we did not have permission, I will say. But anyway.
Sure, it's public property.
It is. And went in there, and when we first walked through the door, there was a dead cat, like a black cat, halfway in, halfway out.
So Dustin and I talk a lot about thresholds. You say it was half in, half out. On the threshold of the door, it was just sitting?
In the floor.
Oh, in the floor.
So his head was in the floor.
Oh.
And his back half was out of the floor.
Oh.
Huh.
Just sitting there. I really think it was a fake cat.
Huh. Should we go look for it right now?
I doubt it's there.
20 years ago.
20 years ago. I couldn't even tell you if I could take you to the place.
If it's still there,
Yeah. It
we
probably...
know it's fake.
I think the guy tore it down because of everybody going to it. I was not the only one.
And so you just know the story that something supposedly happened there.
I never actually saw anything. The only thing I actually did was I wasn't about to go upstairs because the walls were already falling down.
Yeah.
But that was the goal, was to go up to the room.
Yeah.
But obviously, but nobody was that silly. I was the most daring one to throw a rock up the stairs.
Yeah.
And it only hit one time, and that was enough for me.
Yeah. So you mentioned this when we were hanging out the other day. Tell me about that. Tell me about what you were thinking, and you picked up the rock, and what happened.
Well, so I thought, maybe if it'll hold the rock. Which is silly, I was a kid.
What do you expect?
No, like the stairs.
Oh, okay.
Like I got something, a rock with it was rubble from around or whatever that I thought was decent weight, and I was just being silly.
Sure.
Out of like, I'll throw something up there because I'm not going to walk up there. I'll throw something up there, whatever. I threw this rock up there, and I only heard it hit one time. And I know the rock because I held it for a hot minute, twirling it, thinking about it. So I threw it, and I only heard it hit one time. I didn't hear it roll. I didn't hear nothing.
Didn't hear it bounce.
I
Just
heard
a thunk.
one thunk. And I was like, there's no way. It only hit one time, and it didn't roll down the stairs or anything like that. Or it would at least, you would have heard it in some part of the house, because that was all still intact pretty much up there.
And so my thought would be, you didn't hear it thunk because it hit the wall, and you're talking about the walls coming down. Maybe it just stuck in the drywall. But
well, I didn't look that in depth at the time. I was
Sure.
more so realized that it only hit one time, and everybody, the 15 people that I was with, took off running. They wasn't 15. I think there was like 8 of us, but it was
Okay.
a lot for one time.
It
Sure.
felt like 15.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it felt like a lot of people.
Yeah.
I told them we all sat there, and I was like, "There's no way. I got to go back and I got to check and see where that rock landed, because there's no way it only hit one time."
Yeah.
And so I looked and I peeked around the corner of the stairwell, and it was sitting at the very tip top of the stairs, at the very edge of the stairs, in the center. I mean, it was dead center in the stairwell at the very top. And I was like, "Okay, we're done," and I left. Never went back.
Wild. What, do you have a theory?
I can make the assumption that
Yeah.
something caught it and set it there.
And set it there on purpose.
Yeah, leave me alone.
Do you
Purposeful.
think somebody tried to throw the cat?
I don't know.
Like your theory?
I
They
doubt
walk in,
it.
we're like, if the cat lands,
The cat probably
we're good to go.
The cat probably ate a bad mouse under there and died instantly,
I'm thinking it got caught.
or got caught.
Yeah. Snagged somewhere and couldn't get out. That's too bad. Or it could have been fake. Like
It could have been fake. Yeah,
All
I
right.
just didn't go back to figure it out.
Yeah.
Nor did I want to touch it to find out.
And that's that atmosphere that's external, and you don't really know what's around you.
Yeah,
you don't know what's going on.
You don't know where you're at or what you're stepping in, or
Yeah. Who's around? Who's watching what you're doing? Because
Yeah.
what time of day were you there?
Like 2 a.m.
Great, of course.
Yeah. So nobody was out
Anything else before you move in?
before I moved in, other than the voices on the phone. That was the last time before I got moved in.
Okay. Do you think you were trying to contact things, or were you just curious?
I was just curious. I was just trying to get something cool on film.
Sure.
Really.
Yeah.
I would set cameras out at old cemeteries out way back off in the country. Mm-hmm. And me and my buddy would just drive around the mile section at leisurely pace, just chit-chatting, looking for whatever to shoot or whatever.
Sure.
After dark, anyway. It wasn't midnight, but it wasn't all done after curfew,
Sure.
It was done before curfew most of the time.
So, 5 years difference, I think, in age. When Dustin and I were your age, instead of driving around with a camcorder, what were we doing? Just renting some dumb movie.
Around his age?
That,
yeah.
At
16,
that time?
yeah.
I mean, we spent most of our time watching horror movies and
Yeah.
in your grandma's basement or at my house.
Yeah.
Sometimes at Adrian's. Went to the city and watched movies.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
That's kind of a rare thing now, for me anyway.
It is for me as well.
Yeah.
That's one of those things, too. Like,
I always want to go back up to that IMAX or the Warren and go. It's one of our
Yeah.
to-do lists for me and my wife.
awesome.
Now, I will say that we did go, and I'm not going to go into length because we've talked about this already. One birthday of mine, we did go to my grandpa's house in the country, and my mom had her Ouija board from when she was a kid. And so we went out there, and we did find it, and we brought it back, and we played with it. And we got 3 demons that live with us now. And no, I'm just playing. I play. But yeah. So I guess, yeah, his age.
We were doing the same
No,
thing.
we were a little younger than that when we found the Ouija board.
Yeah.
Or went to get the Ouija board.
Yeah. Your mom knew where it was.
Yeah.
I got the impression she really didn't want us to have it, though.
Yeah, that's the power of persuasion, Tyler.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, now eventually you had someone come and do an exorcism at your house.
Well, basically, yes, yeah. yeah. Short story, yeah.
Okay, so tell me how that story begins.
So it's really hard to begin. I mean, it started with a really bad relationship.
We don't have to go into detail.
Yeah, I know.
But classically, these stories, that typically is what it is. There's some
yeah.
sort of emotional thing that triggers
Oh,
something.
yeah.
So, you
And
don't
a lot
have
of
to
the
go
things
into
that we were going through was a lot of the symptoms probably caused by that being in there.
So what were you encountering?
My partner at the time would wake up and see a hat floating.
Often or just once?
Just like, I think like twice. 2-3 times maybe.
Like,
And I never did see it.
in the
Air, yeah, just floating.
just
So it was
in
like
the bedroom, or
yeah, in our bedroom.
like
It was
above you, or
yeah. So it was so we had like this rack by our foot of the bed on the wall. We'd hang our leashes for the dogs or collars or hats and handbags and coats and stuff. Mm-hmm. We had something hanging there on the wall, and she had one of her, like, the netted mesh felt type.
Was it in season?
It had function.
It had function, yeah. I don't even know that she ever wore it, to be honest with you.
Mm. Okay.
So that happened a couple times, and I always saw, like, black figures moving in rooms or whatever. Mm. And I just never thought nothing of it, you know. I thought stuff of it, but I was like, eh. And then I always felt eerie in our basement, which our basement was creepy anyway.
Yeah.
And my buddy had a lot of experience. Him and his grandma.
Yeah.
Anyway, his grandma came over and was sensitive to that stuff. And she came and walked through and just saged the house. Because I was like, there's, you know, just out of precaution, let's just sage the house and see. And she saged the house and said, you need to have something else come in and actually perform something. Because there is something here. I can feel it, but I'm not doing it. Because I think when she was doing the incense, I think she got a scratch on her back.
When she got that, was she in the basement?
I don't know if she was in the basement. I don't think we saged the basement. I think we just saged the top of the house. So that she might not have got scratched. I think she got bruising on her, like, shoulder. I think that's what it was. Which was odd. And she was a Native American. So we went further in with it and actually got, like, if somebody to come and bless the house, I guess. Okay. Or, like, exorcise the house.
It was probably never called an exorcism.
Probably not. They just came and did, like, a
ceremony or a cleansing thing.
A cleansing thing, yeah. And she walked around the house and she was like, I'm not feeling anything really up here since we saged, you know. I guess.
That's cool.
She goes, I am getting, like, she walked to our kitchen and got weird vibes from our basement door. And I was like, yeah, we've always got weird vibes down there.
Did she know it was a basement?
And we told her about it. And we had some stuff that was previously there when we moved in that we didn't think nothing of. You know, we put our stuff around it, you know.
Yeah.
Sorry, you said there was stuff in the basement?
Yeah, there was stuff.
Previous owners?
Yeah, previous owners,
okay.
Okay.
That's interesting. But you were renting, right?
Yes, renting. Yeah. This is just a rent house. Really old, like, plaster wall rent house.
Not drywall.
Not drywall, no.
Yeah. We were trying to talk about that. It was, I would guess it was 30s.
I mean, in that house, if it snowed and it blew from the north,
yeah,
there was snow in my house.
So you were seeing shadows, and your partner was freaked out enough to be like, we need to talk to people about this.
Yeah. Nothing was really happening to us, you know.
Was it the hat that did it?
Not really. She started getting stuff where, like, they'd come and wake her up. She would start seeing figures. Like, they would come and trying to wake her up or something. And I'd be like, they weren't really messing with me at all. They were always messing with her, not...
Did she eventually go into the basement?
Yes, she did. She went down into the basement and did some stuff. And I sat there. There was her and her helper, I guess, went down in there. And I sat at the foot of the stairs just because I didn't know who the people were, you know.
Sure.
And I didn't like, keep them in full view. Like, I sat, like, half in and half out on the stairwell, you know.
And what were you thinking this whole time as these people went through your house?
I really don't remember thinking much. I'm like, this is kind of silly, but, you know.
What do you think you'd be thinking?
Probably safe.
Yeah.
But then, like, you know, since I wasn't, like, the one physically down there, I can't say I have eyewitness accounts, but I heard the things happening.
So tell me what they were doing. What were they doing down
So
there?
she was down there basically blessing the house or whatever, and then all of a sudden you hear this, like, I don't know, it's not like a door shutting, but, like, imagine if you're standing, like, close to a door, as close as you can to, like, a door.
Without
hitting it and shutting it as fast as you can. And the motion of it, like, going past your head.
A lot of air.
Wafting?
A lot of, like, a waft of air.
Yeah.
Huge waft of air, like a whoosh, like, real loud. But it was real quick, and that was all there was.
Where you were sitting, or you heard it?
No, I heard it down there.
Okay.
Like, through everything that she was saying. And I heard it like a whop. Kind of like an airzuka, you know, but a supercharged whop. And then her glasses flew halfway across the basement.
Wild.
And she got a cut on her eye from her glasses hitting her face. And then she had 3 scratches on her back. And then she told us that there was 2 mirrors down there, that mirrors act like doorways. She said that our basement was basically made a doorway by somebody else prior to us. Because when we moved in there was, like, Halloween stuff, like a whole bunch of, like, trash bags. Somebody had used it as their own scary...
I made a little haunted house?
Like a haunted house in their basement.
Oh.
Okay.
Which was odd. So evidently they had opened something... Yeah.
So this is one of those things. I like H.P. Lovecraft. And he writes about the Necronomicon. And sometimes people would go in and put one of those cards and be like, this is the one for the Necronomicon. And we put it in the library catalog and wander off. So people are like, oh, it's a real book. It's like, no, it's a work. It's a fictional thing that moves the story along. It's a fun deal. But sometimes people thinking that's real there are people who try to summon shoggoths and stuff in their basement, and that's a little silly.
Yeah.
But anyway, maybe they were doing something fun.
Who knows?
And
accidentally stumbled upon something.
Yeah, did something right.
Yeah, did something right.
How were the mirrors set up?
Our producer asked,
Sorry.
how were the mirrors set up? And my question on that is, were they traditional mirrors? Were they like...
They were plain pieces of glass.
Just like
mirrors.
unframed.
Unframed glass mirrors.
Just mirrors.
Just mirrors. Literally just mirrors.
How big were they?
One of them was about 20 by 20 probably. 20 inches. Yeah, inches.
That's decent.
Yeah. The other one was a taller one, and the lady instructed me to haul the mirrors off because, and I think it's because there was one time we were down there in the dark, and I think she said she saw something go into the mirror. I think that's what she said. One of them was facing when you walk down the stairs. Imagine walking down the stairs in front of you. Mm-hmm. And then, like, off to the right, there was, like, this post, like a support post, and there was one on that, and then there's one off all the way in the right in the dark back corner. Mm-hmm. And it was maybe 18-inch by 20-inch. And they weren't big mirrors.
Yeah.
They were just small mirrors. But
they weren't pocket mirrors.
No.
Something you hang up in the shower.
Something you would actually, like, put on the wall and, like, put pins on the wall. But it just has 4 little holders that hold it on the wall, basically.
Okay. Yeah.
Just a wall mirror.
Okay.
So they're just leaning up.
Yeah, they're just
like
propped up.
being stored.
Yeah.
Okay. Not positioned in any way.
And the lady told me to load them up face down in the bed of my pickup and haul them out to the country and just drive. She says it doesn't have to be anywhere specific. Just drive where you think nobody's going to find them. Uh-huh. And she said dig a hole in the ditch and put them face down in the dirt and cover them with dirt.
Did you put them both in the same hole?
I did.
Okay, so tell us about going out there. What were you thinking when you were driving with those mirrors?
I really wasn't thinking. I think this is ridiculous. This is stupid. And when I was out there digging the hole, I'm like, if a cop comes up and sees me, I'm going to be like, what in the world?
Yeah.
And I'm going to be like, I don't know. I'm just doing what I'm told to hopefully save my failing marriage. I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm sorry, officer.
I don't know.
I am tired of looking at myself. I have got to get rid of this.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, man. So, you just drove out into the country somewhere, thought, I made it far enough, this is the right spot.
Yeah, and I don't even know, I couldn't even drive you to that place now.
Yeah.
Which is really odd. A lot of that, from that time period, I don't remember a lot of it.
Probably a good thing, Dane.
Yeah,
that's
probably.
We'd be hopping in a car right now.
Nah. Well, maybe.
Tyler, yeah, we would.
We're not really investigators. We just want your stories.
Yeah, actually, I'd rather just sit here and smoke my cigar. But
Yeah, no kidding. Plus, we're in a burn ban right now. The whole state.
Yeah.
So, like, we're not going to wander out there with our cigars. Safety first.
Yeah, let's be careful with our cigars out there, listeners.
Yep.
Just,
Don't be ashing out your windows. Get an ashtray for your car. It's fine.
It's fine. It really is. It doesn't stay in there.
So you got them out there. You buried them face down. Same hole.
Same hole. Top of each other.
Not facing each other, but
no,
both
not
face
facing
down.
each other. They're not going to communicate if they. They're not going to use that as a little gateway.
Yeah. Okay. And then you buried them, and then what?
Can you imagine that? A farmer driving out there and see like some lady standing in the ditch out there?
I used to be in a house. Gal would be confused as hell.
Listen, I just thought about this. If
you imagine if you drive up on me when I'm doing this?
Well, that would be funny too. But you're not the only person that's probably done this.
I'm sure not.
Oh,
no,
of course. That idea had to come from somewhere.
Oh yeah.
So you bury those mirrors out in the ditch.
I did.
Middle of the night. What time you think?
Oh, I'd say it was soon after we did that, so that's probably midnight. 12:30.
And the people that were in your house, did they leave when you left?
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
We all kind of did at the same time.
Do you know how to contact those people?
Nope. I had no idea. They never contacted us either.
Okay. So we brought up our last podcast where we talked to Dad. And he took us up in that corner building. Now, we've got pictures that by the time you listen to this, they'll be on Instagram. So we've got pictures, and you're in some of those pictures.
Oh, cool.
So this would be 2010. And...
oh, good God, that was a long time ago. That was 14 years ago.
Yes.
Oh, man, I'm a baby then.
14 years ago. So 2010, you're up there with a ghost hunter. Mm-hmm. And those pictures are film, right? They had a film camera that were developed later.
Yes, with the orbs and everything.
Yeah. So you're up there with Lynn.
Okay.
What were you thinking when you were up there wandering around with her? Because it's you and her in a lot of those pictures.
It is, because as I previously mentioned in this, I have some sort of experience in all this crap. And I say crap, it is kind of fun, but at the same time, it's not if you get the wrong stuff. So I was talking to her mainly about past experiences and stuff like that, and my dealings with, because we did take pictures down there. We did video sessions at our house prior to we had an exorcism or whatever. We had people come and set up laser grids in our basement and do like little things, and they had temperature changes and all sorts of stuff. And
they recorded temperature changes in the basement?
Not the same people, no.
A different
people, yeah. But they had this kind of the same stuff.
In the time frame, when were you taking those pictures up in the Bowman building with Lynn, and when was the stuff going on in your house? Was that the same time?
It was pretty close. Like, it was around that time. Within 6 months of each other, I'm guessing. But I didn't know her from my experiences with my house. She came after that. So
Dad talks about having crew come out and set up a whole bunch of stuff upstairs.
Because he had mentioned Lynn. Lynn was the first person that Dennis had up there.
And then she said
and that's
she
who
wouldn't
you
come
were
back.
walking around taking pictures with. And then she said, her and her friend said that they weren't coming back.
Yeah.
Then he, in the last episode, he did say that there was a group that was hunting the museum and mansion,
and they came and did it.
He contacted them and they came over. So it is a different group that
he
came
actually
up
got
with
stuff.
the equipment.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they came up all the equipment, and they actually gave us stuff back. The first people didn't even show us anything. We didn't get nothing back.
Well,
except for audio, I think.
Dad said they disbanded. Somebody went up there, set everything up, and then, no, we're done.
Yeah, right after
he
that.
said they disbanded, but I mean, it's not like they left all their stuff up there.
They didn't leave it. They packed it all up, and then...
I took it as when he said they disbanded, and I meant to ask him, but, that
we
was
all
our
thought it
first
was because they
interview,
found
and,
something.
I'm not Barbara Walters.
Something. It was like got something that they didn't want to find.
Yeah. But I meant to ask him, when he means disbanded, I didn't know if he meant because the way he said it almost sounded like they disbanded, not there, but after.
Right
after. And then, they weren't friends anymore. Or
yeah.
something. That's how I took it.
Yes. That's how I took it as well.
Yes, that's what happened.
Yeah. Okay.
They did the whole gig for us, and they took our stuff back to get the stuff or whatever, and we got one recording or something from it.
Yeah.
And then they disbanded.
Yeah.
And we all thought it was because they found something or who knows.
Since we don't know.
We don't know.
It's fun to think we're doing this for fun, we're going to come out here and do this whole thing and creep each other out, but then it's we found something.
Yeah.
This is too spooky.
Wait, this works.
Probably what happened.
That's a fun story. And it may be what happened.
It may have.
Okay.
Because I have friends that worked up there doing the plumbing work up there, and he swears that there's stuff up there.
Well, according to Dad, that's what started the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because whoever was doing the plumbing was
My buddy.
I'm hearing stuff behind me.
Yeah, people walking up and behind him and talking to him, and he would turn around, nobody would be there.
Yeah. And he said, I'm never doing that again. I'm never going back up there. Wild. Interesting. One of these nights, we're just gonna have to go up there and hang out. You're not doing it?
No.
Oh.
I've had my fair share. I'm done. I've buried my mirrors.
Yeah. we're not digging any
man.
big ditches tonight. Do you have anything to share about being up there during that time? Was there anything weird that time?
I've never really felt anything weird up there, other than maybe in Mr. Bowman's office, the old office, maybe.
Yeah.
I felt a little creeped out.
The people who tell the stories, it's all about the dentist over there.
No, not that.
That's what they're saying. And so I go up there and I get nothing there. But in Bowman's office, it's weird.
It's different. It feels weird.
Yeah.
In his office. Mm-hmm. It just feels... It's not like it's a bad feeling. It's just like an awkward, stale feeling.
Yeah. I actually like the feeling.
It's probably going to be like an old book vibe feeling.
I describe it as like ASMR. It's like, there's little tingles on the back of my head or my scalp.
Okay, yeah.
So nothing about the Bowman building, but it was your friend who came down and said, there's somebody up there.
Yeah.
And my dad's like, we got to get paranormal investigators in.
Yeah. He still to the day won't go back up there, I'm pretty sure.
That's what Dad says, yeah.
I bet he won't. I go up there all the time by myself to get on the roof, but do stuff for Dad, but
yeah,
it don't bother me. No.
Easy roof access.
It is. It's so great.
Dustin's real disappointed we don't have a resolution to the money story. We're going to have to go look for the money that's stuck up there.
Yeah, I know.
But my dad gets all excited. He's like, there's a box of money up there. And I'm like, Dad,
then go
it's
find
it. It's
it.
like $100. Like,
well, if
that
it's
was a
old,
lot of money.
If it's $100 back then,
Uh-huh.
that money is worth a lot of money.
Okay.
For collectors and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Or what if it's just a piece of gold from back then?
Mm.
You never know.
Mm-hmm.
Could have been gold from the OK Corral. You never know.
Is that what they were shooting about at the old
No,
I'm just joking. Talking out of my head here.
Okay.
I like the history stuff, so
Yeah, I do too.
I like to fantasize what it could have been.
Yep. I like that stuff too. That's why I sit here in my garage and smoke a pipe with tobacco.
Which I'm
It's
about
called
to start.
Founding Fathers. Well, anything else you want to share?
Paranormal-wise, I don't think I got.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
You talk about seeing figures and stuff, and I do that too, but it's normally after I take my contacts out. And there's one of those things, my dad brought this up. He's like, I think it's silly that spirits only come out at night. And it's like, yeah, I mean, if they're there, they should be there all the time, right? What difference does time make if you're dead? You know, what else are you doing? Oh, there are people here, I'm going to go interact with them. But that's the thing, that's if we are assuming they are former humans, you know.
Well, yeah, assuming.
Do you have a feeling on what things are? These things that you're talking about, do you have a feeling that they're spirits or...
Well, they could be a lot of things. They could be spirits. They could be demonic things. They could be... Who knows what?
Yeah.
I don't have enough.
You don't know.
I don't know enough about it to want to find out any more than what I have.
There you go.
Because since burying the mirrors, I haven't really had anything.
That would be my question. After you buried the mirrors, did that solve all your problems?
Oh, yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
Huh.
How long did you live in the house after the mirror incident?
Probably a year.
Probably a year?
Yeah,
okay.
a year and a half.
And then, did she ever experience anything like the hat floating anymore?
No, she never...
People waking her up or anything like that? Cool.
It was pretty much solved, which was pretty cool.
Yeah. And there's some of these things, you know, there's this thing in psychology where they used to do electroshock.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was really terrible.
It was.
You know? And so, you know, you put your patient
was
under...
it?
Well, you put your patient under electric
terrible.
shock. And then you come back later and you're like, are you still being crazy? And they're like, heck no,
I don't
want
want to go back in there and get shocked.
Yeah, no, I am cured. You know?
Until tomorrow.
Yeah. I must be down to my dawdle here, guys. I
Are
can't
you
keep this
gurgling?
lit. And I'm gurgling.
There you go.
Here, can we give it? All right. So success. That's great.
Yeah, it was good. I am going to pack up and pipe with some Cornell and Deal small batch of the California Red Flake.
All right.
Yeah. And you've had that.
This is my second time to smoke it, really.
Yeah. Good deal. All right. Cigar was good?
It was.
Good.
The pictures you sent me when you got the cigars, I imagine them being much bigger. You know, we're in this neighborhood here, and it's got a golf course in addition to ice cream trucks.
Yeah, Dane, they have ice cream trucks.
When do they run?
Typically right after school.
I was going to say, not like right now, right? That'd be awesome. I'm just kidding.
No, it's a different truck running right now. The other day I was coming home, and there's a spot in the road where it's a crosswalk, but people are driving their golf carts around there from the clubhouse to the course. Sometimes I stop for people if they look nice, but these look like cranky old men that were just lining up, just puttering around behind each other. It's like, there's room in your golf carts. You could have shared. And I figure they're all together because it's 4 old dudes and they've all got these giant cigars in their mouth.
Yeah, got them cigars.
I'm switching it up over here. Don't worry about me.
No problem. What are you going to do instead?
I'm going to do this John Cotton's double press cream.
All right.
We were at a hotel in Texas on one of Harlan's hockey adventures. And they had, at the hotel that we were staying, they had some kind of biker rally.
Yeah.
A bunch of these bikers were staying at this hotel. and they had all their bikes in the back parking lot, and they're
over?
all just out there hanging out throughout the day. They all had the same kind of vest on, but this guy, he just like pulls up, and he's just blaring his music, dude. And he like shuts it off, and I look over. The reason I looked because he was it was rap.
Oh,
but
okay.
I look over and he has this big old cigar hanging out of his mouth, and he's just like
living life.
And
Heck
we were walking out to the car, and Harlan goes, "That smells good," and I was all like, "Exactly, it does smell good." So, how about next time you come in the garage and you say it smells like grandpa's fart?
You'd be a little nicer.
I mean, what makes it different?
Yeah,
you know,
what's the difference?
So then I wanted to go ask the guy what he's smoking. That way they'll get off my back at home.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Smoke something, everybody.
That's kind of what I do with my That's why I kind of like smoking pipe, is because it smells. I try to get the stuff that smells the best.
Yeah.
So it's easier for people around me.
Yeah. That smells good.
That needs to be smoked like ASAP.
That smells sweet.
It's like on the verge of being too dry. I need to get this smoked up. It's been in this tin for a year.
Well, and it probably sat in that tin at the tobacco shop. throughtheprairiesmoke@gmail.com. Send us your thoughts and ideas.
Yep.
Suggestions.
Also check us out on Linktree.
Uh-huh.
And of course, Instagram, where we will try to post pictures or material that goes along with
That are
episodes.
related. Yeah.
So you can check us out there.
All right. Are we good?
I'm good, dude.
You're about done with your cigar.
It's
you
been
smoked
good.
a cigar, and you're smoking a pipe right now. My new pipe has a deep bowl, so I actually smoked like 2 bowls sitting here.
Deep bowl.
Susan, play us off.
Tides on low as the gravel flies. Moon's coming up, dragging night through the skies. 2 old mirrors lay face down in the bed, cold and bare like something unsaid. An old lady came by, said the house felt strange. Burnt sage, muttered spells rearranged. Told me the mirrors hold what's on in you, so get rid of them now before it pulls through. I know it sounds stupid, but I tried weirder things like leaving lights on and salt in a ring. She said, bury 'em deep where spirits can't see. And hell, I figured might as well try for free. I'm digging holes out in the dark, throwing shadows where light leaves its mark. Trying to ditch this shit I can't see, cause maybe it's them, or maybe it's me. Out where the coyotes call and the night runs thick, I put mirrors face down in the ditch. The camp smells like old heaters blowing weak. Truck's got a clump every time I brake. I grip the wheel tight, try not to laugh, thinking what kind of idiot buries glass. The house got too weird, couldn't stand the knocks. Door slamming shut, footsteps that stalk. Old lady said mirrors remember the past, trap it inside like ghosts in glass. I thought it was nonsense, but here I am, a man with a shovel and no real plan. She said, turn them down, cover them fast, and maybe your troubles will stay in the past. I'm digging holes out in the dark, throwing shadows where light leaves its mark. Trying to ditch this shit I can't see, cause maybe it's them, or maybe it's me. Out where the coyotes call and the night runs thick, I put mirrors face down in the ditch. The shovel hits roots, sparks fly from stone. Feels like I'm digging more than I've known. Ghosts in the rear view, night breathing cold. I toss the glass in and let the dirt fold. 2 smooth faces disappear underground. With any luck they'll stay unfound. I'm digging holes out in the dark, throwing shadows where light leaves its mark. Trying to ditch this shit I can't see, cause maybe it's them, or maybe it's me. Out where the coyotes call and the night runs thick, I put mirrors face down in the ditch. I wipe the dirt off and lean on the spade. Stars look down like they're mildly afraid. Climb in the truck, fire it up with a sign, muttering, well that's one way to get by. But driving home through fields so still, I swear I hear whispers just over the hill. Maybe it's over or maybe it ain't. Some things you bury, some things you can't. But hell, if it works, I'll take it as fate.